Okay, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, guten Morgen, bonjour, bom dia, bonjourno, ohahu, gaza monsieur, shashing hao, uh, dobraya utru, and subruhat. So there I've just demonstrated how intelligent I am by my grasp of operating GPT-4 to tell me good morning in 10 different languages. So that's what we're all going to be in 10 years' time. We're all going to be AI operators. If you're a lawyer right now, if you're an IFA, if you do anything kind of white collar that involves processing data or language, you're going to become an AI operator. Probably in about 20 years' time. So get ready, folks. It's coming. The AI story, as Bloomberg loves to call it. It's happening. It's unavoidable. The only logical solution from a government's point of view is to have a strong tax on automation and a strong tax on AI where it's used. And this is then redistributed down through the income scales and classes. If this is not done, we're going to find that we're just going to have a world of people who are very professionally qualified, who now are AI operators and paid a lot less, who find themselves maybe a fifth of what they were earning, and blue collar work, hand work, is going to be at a premium. Okay, because AI cannot do trades, it cannot use its hands, it cannot fix things. So you've got two choices. Either you become a genius at operating AI, you become a very skilled tradesman, or you become a very good trader. So let's cover the latter in this video and just talk about what happened last week on ES. So this was the plan we presented at the beginning of the week. You see last Thursday and Friday's kind of distribution here in salmon color, and pre-FOMC distribution from the prior few days in this kind of color of salmon. So we had in between a single print and a value area high from FOMC. Now, how do we see this? On the weekly profile. This week, built on top of this distribution, and now this week we had a double distribution before we started the week, okay? So we are referencing these two distributions and thinking, okay, what is going to happen? We're starting up here. We have an inefficiency in the middle. Are we going to build value in this distribution or this distribution? That's kind of the question. And this is what we're presented with Monday morning. Okay, so that's why I said this was a potential buy zone. Fast forward a little part of the week. Of course, you could be shorting into that, no problem. In fact, I think we were advising that. What do we have? Market. If you're a market profile trader, you see that the single print is filled, and we reject. Now, on top of that, if you're a bookmap trader, you also see that Tuesday's RTH sell-off was swept up by 1,500 contracts. This was just the start of it. So the sell-off swept up by institutions. Of course, we pointed this out in the group. Okay. On Wednesday morning, you can see Wednesday morning, equities bullish, 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 just go up. Okay. So we're instructing you to buy on Wednesday after we've determined that after the fill of this single print, this dive was swept up by institutions. Okay. That was pointed out at the time, and you can then use that to trade. Okay. So how do you decode it for next week? That's the question. Well, I've not started that work. We can take a look at the price action chart and just have a look. In general, we're now building fair value at this zone. In this kind of previous Thursday-Friday balance, I can see I took a trade here. Okay, there's an unfinished auction here as well. I think we're likely to form a poor high and probably retest this unfinished auction, and this kind of range will expand. And this will be probably an accumulation for the first half of the week or a distribution, depending on what the intention is next. Now, I've not performed an in-depth analysis of the dollar, but I can tell you we're bullish. We're likely to remain bullish. probably at least until this high. What's happening with US 10-year yields? Well, let's have a look. We are quite bullish because we have this poor high, and we're just kind of filling inefficiencies. Maybe not quite finished yet, but US 10 years are essentially bullish. They have to be with this double top, okay? So yields are bullish. That means the dollar will likely be bullish. Now, what does that mean for equities? It means the chances are we are now distributing in this area, okay? And I mean distribution in the Wyckofian sense, i.e., getting ready to sell off. Am I calling the top of the market? Absolutely not. I think you'll probably see some excess and new all-time high created next week. But we'll look out for signs of weakness first. You may see a sign of weakness below this low and maybe even test this distribution. If you see that sign of weakness, then watch out for a new all-time high after that. After that, we can then make some determinations. So I just only really wanted in this video to show you what discretionary and systematic trading is all about. You can come up with a plan here on Monday. Buy zone. That's the only plan. Okay, we're buying from this area. That's all you had to do on Wednesday. Apart from that, yeah, okay, the live stream was on sales. I can tell you why that is. Get to the right chart. Nope, not the right one. We were selling because it was Thursday. It's the end of the week. We're unlikely to make a new all-time high just before the holidays. Okay, extremely unlikely to happen. So we were selling from these POCs from last Thursday and Friday. Okay, so that's why we were selling on the live stream in a clear bull market. Okay, so that worked. Yeah, that's all I want to say. I just want to bring your attention to what discretionary systematic trading is all about. We're able to determine, if I go back to Discord, we're able to determine that this is the bottom of the market, this Tuesday sell-off into the single print, because we see thousands of icebergs. Can you tell that from a raw price action chart? No, you cannot. Okay, I'm sorry. If you're trading price action right now, only price action, you do not know these things. You just don't. You're just, hopefully you have some way of trading that's making you profitable, but I don't know many price action traders who trade full-time consistently. I just don't know any, in fact, and I know a lot of people. So yeah, I just want to show you that this was all completely predictable, and in fact we did predict it at the start of the week. This isn't ego, this is just me telling you how we work. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Easter weekend. Please try and spend some time away from the charts. Chill out and don't work too much, and get ready for next week because it's going to be a big one, I think. Let's have a look at the calendar, in fact. Usually after a holiday, a long holiday, we get quite a lot of volatility. So Monday's a holiday, forget about that. Although we do have manufacturing PMI, so the markets will be open. I probably wouldn't trade this day, given it's a holiday in most jurisdictions. Apparently in the US it's not. Tuesday, I think, will be quite volatile with all the flash manufacturing PMIs and so on. I've got Jolts to look forward to. Jolts is always excellent to trade around there. Then we have ADP. We have Fed Chair Powell speaking. We've got manufacturing PMI. We have Swissy CPI. We've got unemployment claims on the Thursday. And then the beautiful NFP on the Friday. So this is going to be an amazing week to trade. Amazing week to make profits. So get ready. And don't work over the weekend like I'm doing. Just chill. Do some mindfulness. We actually have a mindfulness section in my group where we all talk about, where I talk about being mindful and how important this is for successful trading, because I can teach you my strategy using discretion and systemization. You could probably learn that within a month quite easily and be applying it. But if you're not mindful of your own emotions and not acting out of frustration, out of anger, out of euphoria, if you're not able to pause when you're experiencing these things, then you're never going to succeed as a trader. It's the most important thing. So I just want to leave you with that thought. Do a bit of mindfulness practice, do a little every day, just 10 minutes, and just learn to focus on your breathing, observe your emotions, try and keep your head clear, because this skill is your biggest skill that you need for training. It's not knowing the volume profile, it's not knowing bookmap, it's being mindful. So yeah, just leave you with that and have a glorious Easter weekend. Cheers. Oh, and to quote Columbo, just one last thing. So, on my website, we talk about discretionary and systematic trading. This is just one thing I wanted to talk about because that last part of the video, we're talking about discretion. I want to talk to you about a little bit about systemization now. This is what I mean about process engineering, is we have flow diagrams for every setup, okay? So setup 1 is for markets imbalance and consolidation, which most of the time. Setup 2 is for trending markets. Setup 3 is for times where we're in high momentum and we want to get involved in the momentum. And then setup 4 is about finding strong levels and trading into liquidity on bookmap. So let's just open one of these flow charts quickly and go through it, and we'll talk about systemization. So we start, we say, are all markups done? Have we marked up all our volume and market profile levels? If not, no trade, go do that. Wait for a breach of a key level, wait for a trading level. This is setup 1, which you probably know by now. We stop, we consider the market structure, we look at the other side of the market, we consider of what trends are in our favor and what trends are against our favor. We then come to a decision tree, consider if the trade is optimal or not. Are we trading counter trend? Are you considering confirmation bias? Are you waiting for the optimal trade? Or are you just looking for the first trade you see? Okay, if no, pause, reconsider, return to start. If yes, begin observation of footprint dynamics. And then we've got 3 confirmations that we use for either the footprint or bookmap. It's things like book flips, sweeps and reclaims, delta divergence retests on stacked imbalance, stuff like that. So that's the systemization part, okay? Now it's important to have both. You have discretion and systemization. Why is this? If you're a purely discretionary trader, then you're going to be purely trading on how you feel that day. Do you feel bullish? Do you feel bearish? Where are you going to enter? Is this going to be on feeling? If you feel like shit that day, maybe you're going to make a bad decision. If you feel great that day, maybe you'll make another bad decision. It doesn't matter. If you don't have a systematic end step of entering the market where it's very clearly laid out with a process flow diagram like that, then you may as well not trade, okay? So that's what I mean when I say discretionary, systematic. It's not a mechanical system. We do a lot of discretion in considering where the market might be going, okay? That's using years of experience. And then systematic, this is the part that anybody can follow if they have a day to learn my system, okay? So that's it. That's all I want to say. Have a great weekend.